Hello and welcome to the official Haters Euro 2024 daily show. I'm your host, Freddie Walker, and joining me today we have Haters' very own Nathan Edwards and El Hater. We are live every single day of the tournament, bringing you exclusive training clips, interviews and reports from our team on the ground in Germany. The last 16 is over, and now the pressure is really heating up as we get to the quarterfinals. Let's start with you, El. On the Netherlands game yesterday, were you impressed with the Netherlands against Romania?
Definitely. I think last night was a great performance from the Netherlands compared to their poor performances in the group stages. I think the Netherlands' intensity and aggression last night was absolutely unreal. They created a lot more chances throughout the game, but it's really important they continue to take them chances further into the competition. They were a constant threat throughout the game. Despite getting the 3 goals, though, their final pass and kind of final ball, I thought let them down a little bit. They could have had maybe 4 or 5 goals last night, but they were really dominant in midfield, and I was really impressed with them.
Nathan, you impressed with the Netherlands yesterday?
I agree. I think it was probably a bit of a shaky start. Romania were probably on the front foot, but they got that bit of luck with GAKPO's goal and not great goalkeeping. But since after that, they looked very confident, and they kept a clean sheet, and I think that's probably the most important thing in tournament football, having a strong defence, and they were much improved compared to their Austria performance in that department.
Well, they did miss a lot of chances in the Netherlands, but one man you just mentioned, Cody GAKPO, was a man possessed. He was brilliant throughout and could have added to his goal with another goal that was ruled for offside, and could have easily got an assist if Joey Veerman had decided to have his shot on target. Why haven't we seen, guys, this Cody GAKPO in the Premier League so far?
I think the main difference is for the Netherlands, he's been playing on the left and then cutting in. So he's had a lot more freedom to move the ball quicker up the pitch. He's making them runs down the left-hand side. I just think this season it's really important for Arne Slot to get the best out of him at Liverpool.
You agree with that, Nathan?
I also think at Netherlands, he is like the main guy, whereas Liverpool, obviously, you've got Salah, Diaz, Nunez. So it's harder for him to maybe feel as loved, and I think that's the sort of player he might be. He prefers knowing that he's supported, and that's when we see the best out of him. And obviously, when he plays left wing, he's always going to be in his best.
Yeah, well, he needs to be a star man, doesn't he? And let's look at his stats from yesterday's performance. So this provided to us by SofaScore. Reminder to download it when the QR code is in the top left or through the link in the description. So minutes played yesterday, 84. Obviously got that 1 goal. Shots for 3 on target. He got 1 assist and key passes 3. Big chances created 2, and an amazing SofaScore rating of 9.2. Does GAKPO make your team in the tournament so far, Nathan?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got to. He's top goal scorer. He's always delivering for the Netherlands at these tournaments. He's got 6 goals, 3 in this competition, and then 3 at the last World Cup. And he's just that guy for the Netherlands, and he's been that guy this tournament as well.
El?
Yeah, definitely.
He's making your team?
100% he's got to be in the team. I think he's been a great threat going forward. He's so determined, and he's just been a joy to watch throughout the competition.
Well, we heard from the man himself on how the team is adapted but can still improve.
Transition in the last year with changing of the head coach, and then you have to create a new style of play, and that's what we were working on. I think the whole 1.5 years, and I think we are now at the point that we can say that is going well. Obviously, there are some points we can work on still, but we're working on that.
Well, he mentions improvements there. How do you think the Netherlands can improve?
Did you know, Freddie, this is the first time the Netherlands has reached a Euro quarterfinal in 16 years.
Ooh, it's a long time.
So I think that's a big improvement in itself. But I think some teams just take a little longer to warm up in competitions. I think Netherlands could have just been a slow burner and only now really starting to kick off. As Nathan said, they had a little bit of a shaky start, but I really just think they need to focus on their end product. They're creating enough chances, but it's about making sure they count, especially against the more tougher teams now left in the competition.
Well, let's hope they don't hit too much form if they're going to come up against England in the semi-final. Let's hope they don't get too warm. But unlike in their match against Austria, they kept a clean sheet in this one. Was that the kind of performance, Nathan, that you would expect more from this defence and the quality that it has in it?
Yeah, exactly. I think with the Austria game, they kind of the Netherlands played into Austria's hands. They allowed them to get pressed, whereas with Romania, they were a lot better in that sort of on the ball. So yeah, but I think, when you get to this sort of stage in a tournament, you get past the kind of tricky last 16, they're going to believe that, they're only 2 games away from the final. So the players they've got game changers in all different departments. Depay, he can produce something out of nothing. Weghorst also adds a bit of chaos whenever he gets on the pitch as well. And GAKPO's in great form as well.
Quality all over the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You might even say that finishing third for the Netherlands, when they obviously lost that third group stage game to Austria, has been a blessing in disguise for them. It gives them somewhat the easier route to the final. If you were Dutch, Nathan, would you be confident that you're going to make it to the final, or are you looking at probably the biggest side on the other side of the draw, England, and thinking, they make me nervous?
Well, I'd like to say yeah, but after England's performance against Slovakia, I think the Netherlands would probably back themselves. I think their biggest worry is probably Turkey. Like the way they enter a cauldron every time. Any team that plays Turkey is crazy. But I think Netherlands will probably back themselves against England, just because our star players haven't been performing, but Netherlands have got their best players playing well now.
Should the Netherlands be wary of England now?
As Nathan said, I think obviously England's performances haven't been that great throughout the competition, but I think it would be stupid not to be wary of England, the talented players that we have, which can cause problems and can just turn it on at any minute. So I definitely think Netherlands will still be looking out for England.
Okay, well, another man that starred yesterday was Donyell Malen. He scored the Netherlands' second and third goal. Let's take a look at his stats from yesterday, provided by SofaScore. So he only played 45 minutes, but got 2 goals. Shots 4, 2 on target, 2 goals from the 2 shots on target. Dribbles, successful, 3 key passes, 2. Duels, 6, but 5-1. And a SofaScore rating, another incredible score from a Netherlands player, 9.1. Now, there's been talk of Donyell Malen and rumours circulating. He's a man that can play across the front 3. Do you expect to see him move to the Premier League, maybe, El? Summer?
I think potentially that could happen. I think he did really impress me last night. His movement was great. His finishing was excellent. I mean, he scored 22 goals for Borussia Dortmund this season and has become quite a crucial player for them. He has expressed he wants to come back to the Premier League. It's just, he's expressed he wants to come back to Arsenal. I just don't know if he would automatically slot into that team straight away.
Nathan, do you think he'd be looking for a return to Arsenal, or are there other teams in the Premier League that he could suit?
I think he'd be good at Arsenal. Obviously, I don't think he'd start, with Saka, Havertz, or potentially another striker and Martinelli, but he'd be a really useful squad option. As you said, he can play across the front 3. But he also, it's not a massive drop-off when he would replace Saka. And this season, there's been a lot of problems with not benching Saka and maybe getting tired. But yeah, maybe someone like Newcastle as well, if he's that goes, he can lead the line quite well. As his goal-scoring record this year has been crazy. And his performance yesterday, 45 minutes, 2 goals is not a bad ratio.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Well, going from one potential Arsenal transfer to a recent Spurs transfer, you'd have to say that Radu Dragusin kind of got sent for that second Netherlands goal. He went to sleep. Is that an element of his game that he can work on, Nathan? And do you think he slots into this Spurs team next season?
Yeah, it was a really weird mistake. It looked like, when you play FIFA and you get a lag and you just get froze. It was really weird. But yeah, I think he showed throughout the game his qualities. He can read the game really well. He made a really important block early on in the game to stop a definite goal, but he can be quite aggressive as a defender, get tight, and that means he can get spun, which happened there. But yeah, it's Spurs. He's playing behind Mickey van der Ven and Romero, but he's in a great club to learn off the 2, and Postecoglou's got a headache to make.
Wow. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, there's rumours of Christian Romero potentially leaving Spurs at some point, and I guess that would be where Dragusin then comes in and gets his consistent starts. Well, Romania manager Ior Dănescu was not too disheartened by the defeat.
in 1 month in the summer. You can't compensate for 10 years. We have to get inspiration out of this, and we have to work hard for these great boys who gave everything. For the Romanian football has to have lessons. So the Romanians, if they are together, they can get far. If they believe in themselves, they can produce fantastic things. Romanians have talent and potential.
Nathan, do you see Romania? Obviously, they had a pretty good tournament here. They topped their group, knocked out to a strong Netherlands side. Do you see them improving and doing better in the next World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, they got some talented players, and obviously that will be now their main focus, the World Cup. And like I said at the start of the game, I thought they were the better team before GAKPO scored, and then they just took control. But yeah, that's what they'll turn their focus to, and they've got a young or good crop of players to build on this tournament.
Do you fancy this Romania team improving over the next few years?
Yeah, definitely. I think Romania have done really well to get to the last 16. They won their group. They had some great chances throughout the game too last night, but they just didn't really take them. So I think there is a lot of positives to take away from this competition, and hopefully they develop and build and push on to have a successful World Cup.
Okay, well, back onto the Dutch. There is no room in this starting 11 for Jeremy Frimpong or Man U target Joshua Zirkzee. So in the words of Kevin De Bruyne, this Dutch squad is stacked. Would you stick with the current system that they're playing for the next quarterfinal, or are there changes that you'd like to see?
I think it's probably a good idea to stick with the team. You know, you've just won 3-0, you're going up against Turkey, who are in good form, and there's no reason to drop any of the players for Frimpong or Zirkzee. And yeah, but the good thing for the Netherlands is they have options off the bench, which is really important, and they offer something different. With Frimpong is a very different player to Dumfries. He has a lot more quality in the final third probably, and Zirkzee, it's probably a bit more difficult for him because he wasn't in the original squad, and Koeman is quite strict and harsh on his players he likes and players he doesn't really trust too much.
Fair enough. Well, Ronald Koeman believes that the Netherlands side need to keep this level of quality if they want to progress further in the tournament.
The final result is always the most important, but we are Dutch, and in Holland we have to play well, we have to play offensive, and to win is the most difficult way. But we know that. But I think the whole performance today was outstanding, and that's what we need to have a chance to continue in this tournament.
He is doing a very, very good job with that Netherlands side. A great win for them yesterday. All right, let's go on to the other game yesterday, Turkey versus Austria. We had a short break before the last of the last 16 matches, which was a cracker right from the start. Turkey hero Merah Demiral gave Turkey the lead in the opening minute. We heard from him after the game yesterday.
Austria in March, of course, the outcome was quite different. Tonight was also not the same outcome. But I keep training. When I went to Saudi Arabia, I had some reactions. People asked why I went there at this age, at this point in my career. They thought that my career was declining. I saw all that criticism, but I keep training hard and working hard and doing my best for the national team. And we won today. We deserve this victory, so I'm very happy.
I don't think anyone could have predicted that he scored 2 goals in yesterday's game. Before that game, he had only scored twice for Turkey ever in his whole career for them. But he doubled that, obviously, in the game last night. Let's look at his performance stats provided by SofaScore. A reminder to download SofaScore through the link in the description or the QR code in the top left. It is the best app for any kind of sports fans that want to look at fixtures, results, or statistics from their favourite sports. Okay, so minutes played here from Demiral, 90 minutes, 2 goals, clearances, 17. I think that somewhat shows the way that the game was going. 4 block shots, 3 interceptions, 7 out of 11 draws won, and an absolutely ridiculous SofaScore rating of 9.8. What those stats show you is that was not just an attacking contribution from Demiral. It was an absolutely massive defensive performance from him as well. Nathan, how impressed were you with him and his performance defensively and offensively yesterday?
Yeah, I think even if you get rid of those 2 goals, it was an incredible performance. But yeah, he was everywhere. He was a menace in attack. He was a menace in defense. And also when Austria got their goal back, they started to sit deep, and Demiral was like telling him to push forward. So even when he's not on the ball clearing it, getting his head on it, he's still influencing the team off the ball. And I think that's probably a really important thing to have in a team, especially when you're defending so deep and the pressure's on. And yeah, I mean, the headers were incredible. Or his first header was incredible.
Well, Austria responded really well to the second goal, but couldn't find an equaliser. Let's hear Ralf Rangnick's thoughts after the game.
Really strong after the first goal. We had a chance to equalize or even to go into the lead, but then we had difficulty getting the ball, and then we changed to a 3-4-3 formation, but we dominated. And of course the weather wasn't great either, mustn't forget that.
Ragnick sounding a little bit like Ty from AFTV with that last comment about the weather there. Both teams were obviously playing in the same weather, Ralph. But do you think that was a poor performance from Austria, or did they overachieve in the group stages as a whole?
No, I don't think it was a poor performance from Austria yesterday. I thought they were really, really unlucky throughout the game. The amount of chances they had, especially towards the end of the game, was unbelievable. Gunuk made some really brilliant saves and kept Turkey in the game, to be honest with you. So I felt a little bit bad for Austria, but...
Nathan, was it a poor performance from Austria?
I think the first half they were probably a bit disappointed, and then they made subs at half time, so that obviously showed. But yeah, the second half, when Turkey sat back, they created their fair share. And I mean that last minute save, what can you do when the keeper's pulling that sort of thing out? It was incredible. But yeah, I think Austria probably would have felt hard done by going out last night.
I agree with that. They really should have scored at the death. But Turkish keeper Mert Gunok pulled off a Gordon Banks-esque save right at the end, which according to the expected goals philosophy, if you're into that, was only 6% likely to be saved. So it was a very, very clutch save and very unlikely. Let's hear from Turkish manager Vincenzo Montella on that save.
Many spectacular, effective saves like this one. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the team. I'm happy for the country. And I'm happy for the group that we have created here and for what we produced out there on the pitch today. So well done to Mert. That's his job, to make saves. And we're very happy that he made a match-winning save in the final minutes.
So we won't see a replay of match day 3 in the group stage like Netherlands-Austria, but what we will see is Turkey versus the Netherlands. Given the quality of the teams that we saw yesterday, Nathan, will this be one of the more entertaining matches in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, 100%. I think excitement follows Turkey everywhere they go this competition. They were pretty disappointing in the previous one, but they've made up for it this year. And yeah, it'll be really exciting. I think they'll back themselves against against the Netherlands. And yeah, their crowd yesterday when the second one went in, and then at the final whistle, and I saw videos of journalists in Germany and the Turkish fans going crazy on the roads. So yeah, they'll back themselves 100%, and it'll be a great game.
Are you looking forward to the Netherlands versus Turkey matchup?
Definitely. I think it's going to be a game that's just filled with surprises. I think it could either go like one or two ways. I think both teams have been quite unpredictable throughout the competition. So yeah, I feel like it'll be a really great game.
There will be goals, that's for sure. Well, let's talk England. Gareth Southgate will be taking charge of his 100th match as England manager against Switzerland. He's faced a lot of criticism so far this summer, but here we are in the quarterfinals against an opponent that England should, on paper, beat, right, Nathan?
On paper, yeah. I don't know, 100 England match. That's a good number. But I think Switzerland probably suit England more because they prefer having the ball. Slovakia, Slovenia, and Serbia, they prefer sitting back, and I don't think England suit having a lot of the ball with their players. But so it'll be interesting to see if England are the ones with less of the ball and can take advantage of that against Switzerland.
Well, that definitely could be beneficial for England, to be honest, if they have less of the ball. Because if a team actually comes at them, then maybe they can get some space in behind. But they've kind of struggled when a team's been sitting back so far this tournament. Elle, are you looking forward to the Switzerland England matchup? Are you feeling confident?
No, not really. I think it's going to be a really difficult game. Obviously, on paper, as Nathan said, yeah, we are expected to beat Switzerland. However, how we have performed in the tournament so far, I think it's going to be a really difficult game. I think Switzerland have been the dark horses throughout this competition. I think defensively, in the midfield and attacking, they're all going on all three strengths. So I think they've done really, really, really well. I think it's really important England have a high intensity from the start and a really high press. I think we need to show how important we are attacking wise, like our attacking threat. And I think it's all down to Southgate putting on the right players.
Well, let's see if he does. Here at HaytersTV, we've been doing our own research on the opposition, and we had a look at Switzerland's training earlier. They look calm. They look calm, don't
Yeah,
they?
not nervous.
Yeah, not nervous of this England side. Did Southgate win back any of your trust after that Slovakia game?
Not all of it, but I think his subs did influence the game. I thought when Cole Palmer came on, he was direct, and when he took off Foden, I mean, there wasn't much time to do it, but I think it showed that he wasn't scared to take off the big players. But yeah, there's still some way to go, and winning against Switzerland would definitely help.
How are you feeling about Southgate currently after that game?
Well, he hasn't won back any of my trust, that's for sure. I'd sack him now, to be honest.
extreme movements.
I'm really not a Southgate fan. I don't think he takes any risks. He's a very defensive manager, and the way we set up is just not how we're going to win games. I think his style of football just isn't working for England, and I think that's why we haven't performed very well in the competition so far. I think he takes forever to make a sub, and I think we were very, very lucky against Slovakia, and I don't think we'll have that sort of luck again.
Well, Gareth, let it be known that you're lucky that El Hayter is not head of the FA currently, because you would be out of a job right now. The biggest issue for England will be replacing Mark Gay in the next game. He's played every minute for us so far this summer, and he has been probably the top performer in that England side. Who are you expecting to see take his place against Switzerland, Nathan?
I think I'd go Ezri Konsa. I think Southgate's shown that he probably trusts Ezri Konsa more. Like he brings him on. He didn't bring Joe Gomez on. So yeah, I think it'll be Konsa. I think that's okay. I think Guy's been really good. It'll be a massive miss, but I think Ezri Konsa has shown at Villa that he's definitely more than capable of filling that void.
Well, would you go Konsa as well? Maybe Joe Gomez or?
No, I'd have to agree with Nathan. I'd definitely go Konsa. I think it's a real shame that Guy's suspended. I think that's made me even more nervous. But yeah, I'd definitely go for Konsa.
Fair enough. This is where it would have been quite nice to have Ben White in the squad, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't hate playing for England currently. Well, Trippier is looking potentially injured, but Shaw starting to look fit. Are you going to start Shaw over Trippier, let's say, if both are fit?
If both are fit, yeah, I think Shaw's got to start, especially if Foden's playing, because England just lack so much width on the left side, and every time Trippier got the ball, it's clear he's not comfortable with his left. He always tries to go back or sends an in-swinger. So yeah, if Luke Shaw's fit, we've got to start him, or maybe Bukayo Saka. That slightly worked a bit.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, he is good at the position.
Yeah,
that's how good Bukayo Saka is. What would you do on the left-hand side? Would you go for Trippier or Shaw?
If Shaw is actually fit, I would start Shaw. I mean, I feel like it is a bit of a risk coming in on quarter-final. He hasn't had any game time. His match fitness probably isn't there. But I mean, I do think I would probably have to start Shaw.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be tough. He hasn't played. Luke Shaw hasn't played competitive football since February.
That's what I mean.
It is a long time that he's been out, and you're going to drop him into a high stakes game.
Yeah.
But honestly, it would be so valuable having that left-footed natural left back on that side, and maybe it would help England to look a bit better than they have so far. All right, well, let's go on to our standout players of the last 16. Nathan, who would you say was the standout for you?
I think Diogo Costa, like
Yeah.
3 penalty saves. It was crazy. He saved Ronaldo's blushes and tears. So yeah, I think he was great. And I was in Spain watching the Spain-Georgia game, and Nico Williams, he's so exciting. Like, he's a player who gets you off your feet, and they love him. Love him in Spain, and he's a really, really exciting player.
He is a very exciting player. And Diogo Costa, he even saved the Seshko one as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly,
he single-handedly took them through the tournament. Elle, who would you say was your standout so far?
I'm definitely going to go with probably the obvious, Jamal Musiala. I think he's been amazing so far. And I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. I think he's just been wonderful in midfield. He just completely dominated the Switzerland's midfield. Everything's been going through him. So I'd definitely love him in my team.
Both extremely good performers in the tournament so far. The top 5 performers, according to SofaScore, in that round of 16 were Mirai Demiral with the ridiculous 9.8 performance. Cody Gakpo versus Romania, 9.2. Doniel Marlin versus Romania, 9.1. So you've got 2 Dutch in there. Fabian Ruiz versus Georgia, 9.1. And Nico Williams versus Georgia, 8.9. So you're seeing the Spanish, the Turkish, the Dutch. No English. No English. Very, very disappointing. Remember, you can download the SofaScore app by scanning the QR code in the top left corner or clicking the link in the description. It is the best app for any sports fans. Okay, so on to the quarterfinals. Let's take a look at all the fixtures. So we have a graphic here that shows all the games and how they've set up based on the results. So the first game is Spain versus Germany. Is that the one that excites you most, Nathan?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, probably the 2 most informed teams in the competition. They've got so many exciting young players, experienced players, and I think that's the most difficult game to call. Like, it could go either way. Spain could turn up and absolutely thump the hosts, or Germany. With Musiala, Havertz, and Wirtz, they've been a threatening trio as well.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing game where you really don't know how to call it. Elle, is that the one that excites you most as well? The Spain-Germany one?
Yeah, I think so. I think these are the 2 top scoring teams of the tournament. Germany have scored 10 goals. Spain have scored 9. So I'm definitely expecting goals throughout the game, to be honest with you. I kind of feel like it's a vibe of the repeat of the 2008 Euro final.
Yeah, it is both very, very strong teams.
Yeah.
It is. This game is worthy of a final in itself as well. A lot of people saying this probably should have been the final, but they're meeting in the quarters. So unfortunate for those 2 nations. And then let's look at another former final with Portugal taking on France. That side of the draw is just horrendous. It is so tough, but incredible games. Nathan, what are you thinking about that one?
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it looks exciting, but I think the 2 teams, after watching them, they're not, they don't excite me like Spain and Germany do. And I think, we were talking about how England are quite defensive, but France are also, like, under Deschamps, they've been incredibly defensive, and it has worked for them. For 2 finals and a World Cup, it's impressive, and Portugal will definitely want to redeem themselves after a scare against Slovenia. Yeah,
for sure. Cristiano Ronaldo will be desperate for a goal again, I'm sure. Elle, what are you thinking about this one?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a kind of game that it's all about Ronaldo and Mbappe, isn't it? It's the battle of them 2. It'd be really exciting to see how they perform against each other. I think it's going to be a really exciting game. Unpredictable. I don't know. It could go either way. I'm not sure.
Well, we obviously saw Messi come out on top against Mbappe in the World Cup final. So I'm sure Ronaldo will be wanting to do the same and coming out on top, because he won't want that on his record. Let's look at quickly England versus Switzerland. Obviously, we've touched on this. But are you guys, let's say, confident that we can genuinely beat the Swiss? Nathan?
I'm hoping that, the Slovakia game gives us a bit of a host. It doesn't look like, sometimes when a big team is collapsing in a tournament, it looks like the players hate each other. But, we saw when Bellingham scored, Kane was doing the celebration as well. Ed Sheeran came to the camp yesterday. So it looks like they're having a good time. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, it's exciting. Hopefully the Slovakia game can give them the boost and kind of wake up call they needed.
I would say though that Ed Sheeran is not the kind of music that I would imagine would lift your spirits. It's quite depressive music. But,
yeah, that's true.
Fair enough. That kind of matches the football
vibe,
and the mood that the English fans have right now. El, you wanted to drop Saka last time round and not play him. Obviously, he did start, and then he probably looked the most dangerous player on the pitch, in my opinion. Yeah, he completed the most dribbles. He was dangerous. Then he went to left back and was still very, very solid at left back. Can't see Cole Palmer playing at left back and doing very well. But what do you think? Would you keep Saka on the pitch for the next one, or are you still dropping him?
I'm dropping him. Sorry, I'm dropping him. I'm really sorry. I'd put Cole Palmer there all day long.
Okay, fair enough. Because Cole Palmer was very poor when he came on, but he lost the ball quite a lot. But at
least he was attacking, trying to get forward.
Fair enough. Let's talk the Netherlands versus Turkey. It's going to be a very, very exciting game. Nathan, what are you thinking about this one?
Yeah, I mean it's going to be great. I think Turkey they'll back themselves. I think if they wanted any team in this final 8, Netherlands would definitely be one of them. And I think, Arda Güler, he's kind of just taken the scruff of the neck and taken control of this Turkey team. He's been so good at only 19, and he's so exciting to watch. You never know what he's going to do. Shoot from the halfway line, make a great pass, bang it in from
his deliveries from corners were immense yesterday.
Yeah, crazy,
That's really why they got those 2 goals. From the corners.
Yeah, he's the star for Turkey.
For sure. I would love to see him shine again against the Netherlands. El, what are you thinking about this game?
I think it's going to be a tricky game. As I said, I think both teams are so unpredictable at the minute. So it's either going to go one or two ways. I think Van Dijk is going to have his game face on with Di Maria performing so well. Excited.
It is going to be very exciting. And that side of the draw obviously looks pretty nice for England and Netherlands fans. You have to be feeling fairly confident that you can win those matches and then win a semi-final against the other and be in Berlin on the 14th. All right, well, let's go on to a little bit of transfer news. Obviously, Nathan, you are a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
We heard the news yesterday that Chelsea have signed Kieran Dewsbury-Hall from Leicester. You see him fitting into the Chelsea team? Obviously, your manager has come from Leicester and then he's obviously brought him in. What are you thinking about that signing?
It's a bit of an interesting sign. I think, when we've already spent 100 mil plus on 2 midfielders in his position, it'll be interesting to see where he fits in and if he will be happy with a kind of more reduced role. But I mean, for him, it's a great move and he understands Maresca and hopefully he can help bring Maresca's ideas across to the other players and he'll understand the standards. So it's not a transfer that gets you really excited, but I can see why it's been done.
You're also linked with another Italian defender, Riccardo Calafiori. Obviously, he had a very good tournament and then he got suspended for the game against Switzerland and obviously can play no further part because Switzerland win that game. Would you like to see him at Chelsea next season as well in the defence?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's an exciting defender and he also he's willing to go forward as well. He doesn't just sit back. So I'd be excited to see him, see how he fits in, but hopefully some more star-studded signings or forward for Chelsea.
He is only 18, Calafiori, and I mean he's very good on the ball. He's a good defender, and I'm seeing links to Arsenal as well. So I'll take him at the Gooners, left-footed centre back. So he's an exciting player, and I'm sure wherever he ends up, he's going to play extremely well. But that is it for today. Remember to download SofaScore using the QR code in the top left corner or through the link in the description. It is the best sports app for any sports fan. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the... we will not see you tomorrow. We'll see you the day after for a new round where we'll be talking